the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts.
Big Jake.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
And who do we have here?
Tonight we have
Who's this guy?
Phil Weaver, Master Woodworking Craftsman, here with us tonight. So,
howdy, everyone.
Phil is married to my first cousin, Jerry. And,
I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you should say sorry to her. Not
So,
me.
no, that isn't what he meant. But, yeah, and so, yeah, you wanted to clarify that he's not actually related to me by blood, but no,
I feel
welcome.
like
And so we had a whole thing planned, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But as many of you know, Phil built the whiskey cabinets, which will be featuring later in the show for me last year.
Yep.
And he also built a nice bookcase for Shauna and I, and he was building another thing that he's going to be delivering, and he was supposed to deliver this trip, but things just didn't work out. But we'll talk.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, but
Life happens.
but no problem. And
Unfortunately, like
again, it wasn't urgent to begin with. We're really glad you're here though with us tonight.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be
And
fun.
now you're pretty much a beer guy.
Absolutely.
And you make, not only do you have many of your favorites, which are usually heavily hopped, high ABV,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff, but you also are a home brewer, and you do pretty
Well,
good.
I watch my neighbor homebrew.
And you assist.
And I'm good at watching.
Yes, yeah.
Well, we
There's
appreciate
nothing
you.
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that in a minute. I appreciate you making the trip.
Yeah,
It's fun to be here. It's
so
fun to
nice
be
to
here.
put a face with the name.
Yeah. Same
After
to
all of
meet
this
everyone
time.
in person. Yeah.
And Phil
What's,
is a great fan of the show. He watches very regularly. So again, another reason it's really good to have you here tonight.
So what do we got on the scroll? Kid?
Oh, I was just gonna say. So,
You guys are getting ahead of yourself here.
Phil
Come on.
said, "Let's light this candle," and I don't know if he actually meant like, "Let's get the show going," but like I actually got up and lit the candle.
Matt Sosa
No, I meant the
says.
show, actually.
Matt Sosa says Jesus was a carpenter and Phil is a close second. So wow. yeah.
Boy.
Hey, Matt, I'm gonna. We're leading up on how Doug started being the whiskey wizard here at the Whiskey Roundtable, and I'm going to tell cousin Phil just how we met.
Right, because
Oh, yeah.
the only way you can
Hey,
tell
would you like a cigar?
how
Matt?
Greg and I met is to talk about how
Grab a
Matt
scotch.
and him met.
Grab a
so-
scotch, Matt.
Yeah, I've got to hear the
Yeah,
Matt story.
so, but that'll be for after the show.
Good guys. Good, just great guys. Great guys.
So yeah, welcome everybody. And,
We have Rob Richter from up north.
up
Rob.
Up
All
north.
right.
He said it's finally Friday. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I talked to him for about 15 minutes today, and he says, put an extra sock on your penis, and because it's about to get cold.
It is.
Because I'm sending you shitty weather.
The S word is coming. I hear.
Wrap that rascal.
That's right.
Well, there's flurries for Sunday night, I think. Yeah, but flurries. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, and we just got back from Florida. We
Yep.
were there last weekend. I know,
All
Doug,
right.
you had your thing going on. And
well, I
you
was
were
in
Florida.
Nashville, and that it's gonna render me a few episodes of The Wizard, but those will be. Got to visit a few distilleries with my daughters while I was down there. So
Awesome.
Perfect.
How do your
So,
daughters
yeah.
put up with you?
I don't know.
Those girls
They drink
are.
whiskey
Those
too.
girls
Oh,
are.
piggybacks.
Piggybacks.
That's
Picklebacks. That's
yeah, those two.
Kayla's thing. Lindsay actually is Kayla can't tolerate whiskey, but Lindsay actually is interested in it and is trying it and really, I think, getting a little bit of a
Is that why Lindsay's your favorite?
Oh.
well.
Oh, bang, bang.
Oh, my God.
I think he just called you an asshole.
No. I would never do that.
No, but
shoot.
she is
I'm just teasing Cousin Phil.
she's exploring. She's
Yeah.
she's kind of dipping a toe in, if you will, and when we go to the
Girlfriend,
distilleries,
just jump
and
in
she
with
will-
both feet.
I was gonna say, throw that whole
foot
foot in there.
Dive in that.
Kayla just no, she'll stick to her vodka and.
There's
uh,
nothing
Ain't
wrong
nothing
with that.
wrong with
either.
that. I don't know.
And yeah,
She's on the right track.
But yeah, so anyway, Cameron, of course, as you know, is quite fond of whiskey.
Right.
He
Just
knows,
a little bit.
Does he know anything about whiskey?
he knows a little
Oh.
bit. His
Lindsay's-
girlfriend Lauren, they're quite enthusiastic, as you know.
Good people.
They've done
Good
some
kids.
of our Whiskey Wizard episodes and things. So
We have Matt McConnell says Phil Weaver is the man.
Now, in all
What's up, Matt?
disclosure, he's one of my good friends, so he would say I'm the man. But I would tell you, Matt's the man.
Yeah.
Is he
Is he a
your
woodworker?
brewer? Your
No,
He's not the brewer.
Matt belongs to a secret group that I belong to.
okay?
Not a lot of people know. One
Is
of
that
my
the
passions-
Illuminati?
No,
Or-
no,
okay.
not even the Stigmati.
Okay.
No. So it's not Italian.
One of my favorite passions in life that not a lot of people know about. I love playing Call of Duty, and Matt is one of my regulars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Just a dumb question when you
Yeah.
brought Call of Duty.
Sure.
So
Oh, I'm sorry, you said duty.
He said duty.
Well, there was a joke there I was going to
Veterans
go
Day,
for,
kids. It's Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, right? Yeah.
All right,
Here's for all of our
Veterans
veterans out
Amen.
there.
All right.
Yeah.
You and your friend, you both were military, am I understanding?
No.
Oh, okay.
No
Neither?
military.
You neither?
I don't think. No, Matt wasn't either.
Yeah.
I think Matt's father was, though.
My dad was Army.
And
for
my
12
dad
years.
was, too. Yeah.
So I wanted to. The funny story. When I graduated from high school, and my uncle came in from California, and he is a retired admiral from the Navy. Okay.
Uncle Norm.
So Uncle Norm, exactly
Wow.
right. So, who's still alive, and he's 93 years old, and he still runs 5 miles a day.
Oh my God, that's great.
Oh yeah, no bullshit.
Hey, run
So-
a couple for me, Uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Please.
And all of my uncles on my mom's side are still alive. All of my mom's sisters, including my mother, are passed. But anyway, long story short, my uncle asked me, "What are you going to do? You going to college? What are you going to do?" I said, I always wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Now, I was a big guy my whole life. I'm still. I've lost a lot of weight, but. And he looked at me up and down, and laughed and said, "Never going to happen." And I was kind of taken back by that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I said, "What?" Because he kind of laughed. He's like, "Never going to happen." Kind of sarcastic. And it hurt my feelings, And I was like, "Why do you say that, Uncle Norm?" He says, "You're way too big." I said, "Well, how about maybe my dad was in the Army? Maybe I do Green Beret." And he says, "You're still too big." So then I said to my father, thinking about going in the military, my father says, "You are not going in any military."
Oh, yeah.
So I had all that BS, but then years passed, things go on, I grow up, and I worked for the sheriff's office for 20-some years, so
Yeah.
retired, and I was one of the best venues, so to say, or good times or good rides, so to say.
Oh, yeah,
And it is what it is. So I respect, and all of my uncles
Hey,
actually on my
Big
mom's
T,
side.
that's really quite damn impressive.
And you did have, you did well with that.
No,
You're-
all of my uncles on my mom's side, all the brothers, they are all decorated military guys,
yeah.
all of them. So
Well, but
anyway,
your service.
Oh, thank you. Don't.
Which, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. I get kind of weird when people say that to me, and the reason is, when you go do your thing, it's just what you do.
Yeah.
It's like going
Yeah.
to work every day, right?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Sometimes you get complacent. You don't want to be complacent. Because anything, no matter what happens, shit can go wrong in a minute.
Absolutely.
So, but anyway,
Any of those,
enough of that
those
BS. But
kinds
anyway,
of jobs.
here's to our veterans
Yes,
today.
thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Here's to
We
our
love you
veterans
and
today.
everything you
Amen.
do.
God
Yes.
bless. All right, go ahead. Enough of my bullshit. Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
thank
that's-
God, I was about ready to fall asleep.
I wish you would have. We'd have a better show.
I know. But who's going to run on this
Oh my
shit?
God.
Here's
I don't
Karen
know.
snoring. Hey.
Cuz, get over here.
This is the Whiskey Roundtable.
Oh my God.
Holy hell. So Lindsay does say that, yes, she is your favorite.
Yeah, I knew
Oh!
that. Yeah, I knew that.
Those girls are saints.
We'll keep it
man.
between
They're
us.
great girls. I
Yeah,
love
They
them.
are. They
I
are.
beat them up on.
I have so much fun when I visit my kids. It's just
I haven't.
it's fun.
I follow the girls, but lately I haven't been able to even tap into anything. Because usually I comment on what they.
Kayla just. We
I was
got.
going to say, can we talk about Kayla's?
Kayla's
Oh my gosh,
got, the Nashville Academy of Songwriters, NAICS anyway, just noted her as one of the songwriters to watch in Nashville. So
Where's your applause thing?
yeah,
Come on
well,
now.
I got to flip back.
Yeah, that's
here.
pretty
So
cool.
much for
I
your
mean,
your best girl.
Yeah.
Now we know why Lindsay's first. If it was Lindsay's songwriting, you'd have
Yeah, if it was Lindsay, then of course I'd be on top of that. But
So, and just to recap, Kayla is the one that sings the intro.
Right?
so it's
And
like
She does-
on our
she
intro
closing
of the
credits.
show.
She does
does
all of
the,
our music.
What if whiskey stopped working, which is our closing theme song,
Which is available
with the
on
credits.
all
All
Do I-
your major retailers,
Apple,
Spotify,
iTunes.
Apple, iTunes. Yeah.
What I'm sorry, go back to that song. Did they not do that song exclusively for us, or was that for something?
Exclusive? No, it was for us.
That's what I
They
thought.
wrote that for
That's what I
us,
thought.
and then once if you don't,
I didn't want to say that and
Yeah.
being embarrassed, but I
do you remember how hard it was to get
Yes.
us the rights to
Yes,
use
they
it
used
once
it.
it was?
Right.
That's because I'm picky.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. They wrote it for us, but it was obviously registered through BMI and all that. And then once we wanted to use it, obviously YouTube is very careful about registered works being used in videos, and so it was kind of a lot of red tape just to be able to use that on the show. So yeah, but yeah, it's
We had to get a signed off like field trip.
we had to
pass from
sign
her.
it off that they both
No peanut butter jelly
yeah.
sandwich for you, kid.
Kinsley Melhorn, who
get
also
butter
was the
sandwich.
co-writer, they all had to
She's
sign
fantastic.
off.
Prick
We
your
had
thumb.
to-
Yeah, a little blood sample.
anyway, but
Who else we got on the scroll?
Nothing.
Kid?
Y'all are quiet tonight.
Yeah.
Come
well,
on, what are you
I
doing?
hope that Shauna
My
and
goodness.
my cousin Jerry and Isabel are watching.
Probably.
Are they watching?
But
They
they
are
are,
watching. Okay.
but they're not commenting. Maybe
Oh,
maybe
and
there's some technical.
They're at the
difficulties.
homestead.
Karen, did you figure out how to comment yet? Because I was trying to help you through it, girl.
Oh,
but,
my goodness,
You
Miss
have like
Karen.
iPad number 1.
Oh.
I don't know how that works. We'll talk. I just got to figure that out for you. Okay.
Was she trying to get on?
I was chatting with her a couple hours ago, and she screenshot something for me, and I was trying to help her, and
Steve Gallivan is on.
there he
He's
is.
in the house.
Oh,
That's
nice.
my man, Steve. That was my sergeant.
Stevie G.
Steve was my sergeant. He
I
did our
see
show.
Dabba. That's Isabel.
There's
that's my oldest
Isabel. All right.
Thank you guys for piping.
That's
in.
his daughter, Isabel, his oldest daughter.
What's up, girl?
She said,
She's
"Don't drink
watching.
and drive." We are
Right.
very good about that.
Right. Phil will not be driving.
We usually don't
Um,
drink and drive. We usually just drink and speed. But anyway, that's a
Right.
story.
We don't drive, and we don't even putt.
That's right.
You're stupid. Anyway,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, Phil, real quick though, tell us a little bit about your relationship with whiskey, because this is a whiskey show. What
Sure.
You're,
did we beat you down that much?
you don't.
No.
I mean, because you're always on the scroll.
You're a
Oh,
beer
they always
guy,
have
but
so
you're
much
not you're certainly
No,
not
I-
averse to it, and you have some experience.
I tune in to number one, support the show. It's a lot of fun to be in the crowd, and
You see it from a different angle.
absolutely.
now you get to
it
see the
feels
whole
kind of
thing.
strange sitting here, actually. But yeah, I prefer my whiskey with lots of hops and barley in it. I mean, no doubt.
well,
but-
the first step of making whiskey is the same.
That's
as
true.
to
You
make
got the
beer.
mash. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, if you sit a whiskey in front of me and a beer in front of me, I'm going to grab the beer.
Right.
But at some
Attaboy.
point, I'm going to empty the whiskey as
But
well.
yeah, it's not
All right.
necessarily either a choice
Correct.
of one or the other. But
Yeah. I do appreciate good whiskey, and that's why I watch the show. I love to hear you guys comment about it, your thoughts on it, the taste, all that stuff. That's what I dig about it. And
You don't like
I
our
drink a beer
sarcasm?
because I'm
You-
a contrarian.
You left out sarcasm.
yes.
Oh, there's
kidding.
sarcasm?
Oh
Just
yeah,
a little.
every once in a while.
We might have mentioned that he's quite the woodworking craftsman
Yep.
and builder of furniture and fine wood articles. You did recently some French doors, right? Those are
Yes, they're not quite complete. I'm
Oh.
sorry, Jerry Lynn.
Oh.
I'm trying.
sorry.
Sore subject.
didn't need to
might
rub
wanna
salt
move
in
on.
that wound.
So I was
They're
able,
coming along. They're good. They're almost.
I was
finished.
able
They're-
to share some woodworking stuff with you today,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Matt Souza was a part
Matt
of that.
and Greg,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So Ralph Sidecar,
Yeah.
Greg, yeah, everybody, yeah. So cool.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I forgot about all that you guys had in common. But
So can
Greg has really been coveting those the whiskey display cabinets.
Oh,
we made,
man.
so.
Oh,
When
Killing me.
Doug came to me and said, "Hey, I want you to do these cabinets for me," my first thought was,
hell no. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds fantastic." And then he said, I need them to be like corner cabinets," and I'm like, "Oh, great, Pythagorean theorem, great.
Right,
this,
yeah.
this should be fun."
You had to do figure out the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. On
Yeah,
the hypotenuse
exactly.
and all that.
But it's something I absolutely enjoy doing. Not looking to make a living at it, but when people come and ask me, "Hey, can you make this?" My first answer is, "Yeah, I can make that for you." And I kind of get a rough idea, like I did with Doug on the cabinets. He gave me a rough idea of what he was looking for, and then he went, "Okay, make it." And that's the part I love, is just jumping in, kind of doing it. Use your imagination. My favorite part of building stuff is, while I'm building it, I really think about like the person I'm making it for, about them, what I think they would like in it,
That's why it came out so bad.
and that's why I totally screwed
Love
it up.
cooking.
Shells off.
It's like the
cockeyed,
Jed, the Jed Clamp.
Everything's
of
leaning
display
against the
cabinets.
wall.
Clamping.
All right.
What
No,
do you
it's-
expect?
they were
This
beautiful.
Is the Whiskey Roundtable.
But I
Beautiful.
still like this. It looked perfect.
They're beautiful works of art, and if we, in fact, he'd never actually seen them in person in our dining room there, even
Yeah.
though they're on the Whiskey Wizard
And
now
I did
every
for the
week,
first
but,
time.
Yeah,
A couple when we did the
Back
the Scotch thing.
when we did
It was
the
cool, man.
Oh,
yeah, and they look like they were always in that room. It looks like they were built
Love
as
it.
part of that room.
Yeah.
It's just, and then even the color of the stain matches with the wall. It just it just
Yeah, when
works even better than I could have ever imagined. So,
When you sent me the picture of where they're going to go, that was really kind of what clicked with me. And
Yeah.
tonight, walking in, seeing them, at home,
Yeah.
I was like, the first thing I said to him is, "It looks like they've been there forever."
So
Fantastic.
you built
Perfect.
them and
Right.
you picked them up and took them home,
And
but
that-
you've never
yeah.
actually seen them.
we'll
Haven't
tell
seen
that
them in
story on
months, yeah.
tonight's Whiskey Wizard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
but
cool.
but now you were going. The whole purpose of this visit was he was going to be bringing a filing cabinet
Yeah.
that he was making to replace the other IKEA one that fell apart that we own.
I don't know why people shop there. It's
yeah.
the worst. The worst.
Oh my God! Everything we've ever had falls apart. It's pretty reliably in about 5 years or 6 years. It starts.
That's about the lifespan. Yeah.
Even Deadpool knows that.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that didn't work out because the weather and the glue wouldn't.
Yeah,
Glue and the
unfortunately,
stain weren't going to dry in time, and he didn't want to
Yeah.
shove that into a car and vehicle and try and drive it on the turnpike. So we'll just have to do that sometime later. But I'm so glad that you still came anyway to be on the show and visit us. So we'll have a fun weekend.
Let me ask you one
nonetheless.
question.
shoot.
How many hours did it take you to get her
Um,
to his house?
not
Well, if you
including
just-
our stop.
You stopped
halfway.
to see your daughter.
Yeah, I
at
stopped to
Hit.
see my
The
daughter at
Starbucks
Hit,
Hit.
which
You
was
told me
half.
that.
But if you drove straight, because I do it all the time, it's
to
about
your house,
5 hours.
about
Yeah.
probably 5:15.
So that'd be
They're-
like 4 hours.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're
three
in,
and a half.
you're in
Yeah.
Carlisle, which is central
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
Carlisle. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a
Where the
little
Army
bit
is.
south of
I know,
Harrisburg.
I know
so-
Carlisle well.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
guys come down the turnpike and you see Carlisle,
Yeah,
come on in.
I go
man.
past. I used to go to car
Yeah.
shows there.
Yeah,
car shows
absolutely.
and what do you call it? Oh shoot, where they selling parts and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, there's like a big swap meet
Swap meet.
almost. Yeah.
Thank you.
and on the way to their house, you always pass one of the biggest car junkyards I've ever seen.
Yes, yes, yes. I always wanted to stop
Yeah,
there.
there's the
I'm
Cadillac
like,
Ranch.
just
and
keep
then,
driving.
I know.
And then this field filled with
Please,
rust
I always
buckets
want to
in it.
stop. You're like, no, we gotta get there.
No, not when I'm talking about cars.
Oh.
Never mind. Nothing to
Sleep.
see here, kid.
Things are not flying yet, Phil. So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
still in the clear.
So I have to get. So talk about Phil's cabinets. I know that I've started. I know we're gonna. It's a really whiskey show.
I
It's
know,
gonna be
everyone's like, is this a
Yeah, we need to
one-looking
get to the
show
whiskey,
or
but-
a
I don't want it
whiskey
to be,
show?
believe me.
But I started you the wizard stuff for your cabinets, which worked out
Oh,
really
your
well.
little figurine.
Yeah.
But I just have you need to take pictures of all of those and give them to me so I don't duplicate
Oh,
your
okay.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
that obviously means you're getting more wizards for Christmas.
Well, I gotta get him other stuff besides that. He knows that, but I just want him to have the whole selection.
Yeah. So Greg, as far as that,
That's
Greg
still-
has contributed the little wizard. They're really cool, like pewter figurines, and every one of them's different. And those are, if you'll notice, they're always depicted on the shelves of that same
And I
whiskey
saw 'em
display
on there.
cabinet. Yeah, they're all there, and yeah, that's cool.
Anyway, long
Yeah.
story short. All right, move along, kids. Nothing
Very
to see here.
nice. Nothing to see here. So, Wiz, it's been a couple of weeks. I just wondered if you had dressed up as anything scary this past Halloween.
Oh, well, actually,
You did
pretty
come in as a
pretty scary.
A Democrat.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
oh,
You forgot that, but
bang, bang,
No,
bang.
actually, I did.
I got the button right here, Uncle Phil.
I did dress up as something pretty scary. One of my daughters and I went door to door, carrying a school fundraising kit. So
Oh, those are scary.
yes. So okay,
How did I miss that? Say that
we
again.
went door to door carrying a school fundraising kit.
Okay, move along. Let me see here.
I'm
Still-
with you,
still
Big G.
with
I like my Democrat joke better.
Okay, well that was the
I
highlight.
think I
then.
need more tenure.
Okay, we're here to talk about whiskey,
I think you're right.
and this is
Cousin Phil doesn't even drink whiskey.
Yeah.
He's drinking
No.
it now.
after that.
You'd
Okay,
be all
well,
like this.
this is
Party.
all right, we need to get into the whiskey. This is Wild Turkey Month every November on the
My
Whiskey
favorite.
Roundtable.
Gobble, gobble.
And so tonight, in keeping with that theme, we have Russell's Reserve 13-year-old barrel strength bourbon, and it's all poured out and ready to go. But Karen, before we get into that, we're going to have a quick ride on the bottle
can.
on the bottle can. We'll see you just in a minute.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Alrighty.
And
then.
we're back. Okay.
So we
Man, I got the moves.
Doug and
Holy
I had
cow.
to explain the joke to these guys. They didn't
That's
quite
okay.
get it.
That's okay. Usually that's not a sign of a good joke, but when you have to explain it, but that's okay.
It's
okay.
a joke.
You know,
It is a joke,
yeah,
and,
you know, some weeks you get, some weeks they hit, and others, whatever.
sometimes it's
Nothing to
short.
see here, kids. Move
Yeah.
along.
It happens.
Okay, so we're doing a
We're
bourbon,
doing- we're doing
a
a-
wild
we're
turkey
doing a whiskey show?
selection
Let's do
tonight,
it.
and Karen's
We
gonna.
are.
Now is a good time for Karen to tell us all about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about some whiskey. So it is November. It is Thanksgiving.
Right.
This is why we do Wild Turkey Month. So we try to pick something from Wild Turkey every week, which this year we only have 2 weeks that we're doing, which
I didn't
makes me
realize that
sad.
next week's are only our second and only wild turkey.
Yeah, I didn't realize
But
that.
anyway,
I know.
but we have a good selection for next week.
We do. But just to kind of wrap up, so this is a Wild Turkey product. Russell's was founded by Eddie Russell, who is the son of Jimmy Russell. And as Phil,
Both of them are legends in
as
the whiskey
Phil is
industry.
the woodworking extraordinaire, Jimmy Russell is the master distiller
Right.
extraordinaire. He actually Eddie, his son, actually created Russell's Reserve in 1998 as a tribute to his father's legacy. So, just to kind of recap, like what's so big about Jimmy Russell, if you don't know. He's been
A lot of-
part of Wild Turkey for over 60 years.
Correct.
He actually joined in 1954, so if you think about it, it's 68 years. He's almost been a part of whiskey distilling for 70 years.
I know. And his son Eddie, who's just took over as master distiller, has like 30 years experience, and he says he calls himself the new guy.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, if you think about
So
1954,
tradition obviously is a big part of what they do.
Right.
1954, I wasn't even a spark in anyone's eye at the time. I don't.
If they could change that clock back.
I know, right?
Go ahead. I'm
Either
sorry.
were you. Anyway, so
People like me.
I like me too. I'm fun. So anyway, Eisenhower. I don't know if I said that because
trains,
you
planes, and
distracted me.
automobiles.
Eisenhower was president, and it's the same year that Swanson introduced TV dinners.
TV dinners, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Remember that.
Oh my
I tell you
gosh.
what, eating that TV, man, it took me for hours.
It's an acquired taste.
It is acquired
The first
taste.
TV doesn't
And
taste
my
glass
lip.
going down.
Yeah. I remember TV dinners. That was a big thing.
Remember-
That
and
a
it was
big
like a
thing.
treat.
We were
even
allowed
though
to
they
have
tasted
those.
like plastic.
Oh,
and
you pulled that
Yeah.
foil back, the
foil.
you
steam.
had your
used to-
Salisbury steak.
That was when Mom and Dad were going out for the evening, and the babysitter was there. We got to do.
I was like this as a kid. I was like this.
Huh?
Shut up and eat it.
Well, you were Italian. You were. Yeah,
That's
that-
right.
I'm used to
For
pasta
you, that was-
and all that
Yeah,
Italian
you
food,
you got good food.
You know, I want the pasta.
I
Yeah,
want the pasta, huh? Hey, get in the trunk.
that's.
But so if you think about it, so Wild Turkey bourbon was actually like coined in 1940. So when Jimmy
Like that, don't
Russell took
add it,
over,
Miss Lip.
it was just 14 years after Wild Turkey got its name. So he's actually the longest tenured active master distiller in the bourbon industry today.
It's amazing.
So, and I would be very surprised if anybody beats his record. He's just
When
an amazing guy.
when I was touring the distillery with Cameron, and I'll just never forget, and Cameron went, Dad. And I looked over there, and
It
there
was-
was
it was-
Jimmy and Eddie with some other guy walking around and looking in some of the mash that was inoculated, and we're checking things out, and it was
very
quite a
cool.
moment,
Yeah, I
because
think I
they're
would be-
rock stars in the whole
Sure.
whiskey.
I was just gonna say I'd be
Yeah.
starstruck.
Yeah, I
think
was.
if
I was
saw
like,
either one of
I
them.
so bad wanted, oh, I love you guys, but we resisted that.
I still say Wild Turkey Distillery is probably still one of the old school recipes. They do a little bit more than they have in the past, but I really feel that those guys have stuck to their roots, if that makes sense to you. So
Yeah,
they don't stray.
They're not.
If they are, they got me fooled.
Yeah, they're not moving with the latest trends.
Yeah, we gotta
they
have
don't worry
this.
about that.
Yeah,
we
they
gotta
just
have a
do their
flavor.
thing, man.
I mean, they do some flavored things
If
on,
you-
their,
if
on
you-
the outlying side, but
If you
Their
just
core whiskey is-
stick to the program,
yeah,
change it a little bit. At the end of the day, it's still the program.
what works, you stick with it, and that's what they do. I know that they guard everything that they do and keep it. The yeast strains, all that. They've even got backups in their personal refrigerators at home. That's how much they, they're involved with everything that they do, and they
Sure.
stick to the course of what's best for the outcome for Wild Turkey whiskey, and it shows. We've talked about this. Russell Reserve's products are some of my favorite
Sure.
American whiskeys. So.
I tell you what, that 10 years is a bomb, man. That
Yeah, we're pre-game with
Yeah,
a
the
little
pre-game
10
is
years.
very
got
good. Very
on
good.
the palate on the finish, man. Smoke, man.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
really
a
good.
nice whiskey. Now we're doing the 13 tonight, which Karen's going to
Yeah.
continue to tell us about.
Yeah, and just I'm like you, Phil. I'm
Okay.
a beer girl. I've got my beers in
I'm
front
a
of me
beer
here.
girl too. Yay!
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
oh.
Access denied.
Excuse me. No, No, and when I first started, and these guys were talking about when, Albert, Joe, we were sitting on the porch talking about doing a whiskey podcast. That was my first introduction, was Wild Turkey. And Wild Turkey is what got me into.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's got a very unique, distinct flavor to it, and you always know when you're drinking a Wild Turkey product.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely.
But yes, Doug, to talk about the 13 year. So this is a limited edition, and only a.
I've never seen it until you showed me that you
It's
had
a
it.
very long story, and I'll leave,
Yeah.
I'll leave it alone.
after the show. It was only released in a very select amount, and as its name says, it is aged for a minimum of 13 years. It's a 57.4 ABV, which equals to a 114.8 proof.
True.
So it's up there.
Even
yeah,
beer
little
guy
spicy.
ought to be impressed with that.
I am.
Okay. The mash bill is 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. If you
And
can,
I think
go ahead.
again, they stick with that. That's their ratio, and that why mess with it? It works.
It retails for about $100 if you can find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There was somebody on the Bourbon Co-op today who was looking for a bottle, so I wanted to just kind of throw this in here. I went on OHLQ. It is not available anywhere in Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely not.
The closest place that you can find it, and OHLQ has it listed in limited supply, is at Bassett's Market in Port Clinton, Ohio.
Okay, well,
Familiar with that?
because my parents used to have a house there on the lake, and all of our family used to go there for 4th of July every
We
year.
would turn their backyard into Tent City.
Tent
My
City.
parents had a property out there.
Yeah,
That's-
great place.
I love that whole area, Catawba
yeah.
Island.
Yeah.
West of Cleveland, correct?
Yeah, it's on the lake.
Yeah, way west.
Closer to Toledo than.
And
Yeah.
Cedar Point way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
West of Cedar Point.
West.
My parents' place was in the bay, and right across the bay was
Put in
Cedar
bay.
Point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cedar Point.
Yeah.
So the only place where they list it as in stock, don't get too excited when I say this, O'Brien's,
O'Brien's?
hold on,
Good.
Wine and Spirits, but that's in Loveland, Ohio.
Correct. Not
So
in
that is
Moreland
about
Hills.
22
Not Loveland, Colorado.
No,
Loveland,
not.
Ohio.
Okay.
It's about 22 miles northeast of Cincinnati. So if anybody happens to be traveling, check it out. Stop in at O'Brien's Wine and Spirits in Loveland, Ohio.
Correct.
Okay.
So, okay, that's about as much as I have here. I will say, I don't know if you all saw the picture of the bottle that we posted on the Facebook page
Yeah.
earlier this morning, but you could tell that there's a
little bit gone.
missing.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had taste tested this, and I'm going to be very interested to see how it differs from
Okay.
that initial to
Okay.
tonight.
All right.
All right. Well.
Let's
We'll
pass
pass
this
it
Thank
out.
you. Well, that was really good, Karen. Thanks.
Hey, Karen Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
Well,
Sometimes.
even Siri thinks so. So.
One for you.
All right.
Oh, you
Oh, I
got
was
it?
gonna
Wait,
grab one.
you got all of them, Greg?
I'll grab one here.
All
There
right,
you
there
go,
you go.
Phil.
Give one to Doug.
Oh,
There
you want one?
I want one.
If I must.
Oh, look at that color.
I know.
Just-
The first thing I noticed
that
was
is
that.
rich amber
I'm going to
with-
say it's a 4-char.
with cherry notes.
At least, yeah.
Well, remember though, this
Cherry,
has
definitely.
spent a lot more time in the barrel than most bourbons, so
Well, they said
that's
it's-
going to add color too.
It is a 13 year, but it means that it is aged at least 13 years.
Yeah.
So it could be more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a single barrel, but it's barrel proof. Is that? Am I right on that?
You could be. I don't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
that.
99% sure it's barrel proof.
It's barrel proof, but yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say single barrel on there, but
So there's no cut in it. So
yeah, they
Steve,
didn't add
get a
water.
sandwich. Get a sandwich. Go sit on the
Steve, get
couch.
it. Oh my God, are you whining? Listen.
No, I told him. I go.
Oh.
Go sit on couch, eat sandwich. He's
Oh.
laying in bed, but he has no sandwich. Long story. I'm sorry.
Oh, where's Mama? Okay.
So
So-
anyway, back to the
Oh,
whiskey.
nosing this. This is incredible on the nose. I just
Yeah.
Oh gosh, is that nice?
Dried fruit, cherry.
Yeah, cherry
Sweet.
hits
I
me
get,
like
like-
right off the get go on.
I don't
I
think-
get like
Absolutely.
some candy apple almost.
Okay,
like, yeah.
I say green apple. My personal
Oh
opinion.
wow, is that nice?
Like almost like some baked
it-
strawberry, like
Yeah,
a
I could say so,
shortcake or wow, that is just. Do you get any?
I think I would say it's strawberry forward.
Yeah, there's like
My
a
personal
strawberry,
opinion.
definite strawberry there.
Definitely, the cherry is so pronounced on that.
Beautiful.
The char for sure. I mean, you get anywhere close to it, and you can really smell like that charred oak coming through. The cherry is like absolutely in there.
I'm
And
just
I-
gonna cleanse my palate. Anybody want to cleanse their palate before they dive in?
Yeah, and I'm even getting some
You want a
cinnamon
soda
on
water?
there.
Or are you okay with the regular water?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you drink soda
We took
water.
care of that before you were. Yeah.
During pregame,
We pregame. What do you need?
I got everybody drinking soda water. And it's
yeah, it's good.
That was our Serbia
It's like
trip.
wood with cheese or bread with cheese. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I could be content with just nosing this.
Yeah,
Not me.
It is
don't
Well,
really.
you
know.
do that, but I'm about to dive in.
I know.
right.
Let's go,
But I don't
kids.
have to just limit myself to that.
You don't have to. So,
I
while
won't.
you guys dive in, let me give you what I found on the nose. Sweet and woody with notes of dark dried fruit.
Yep.
Think
Okay.
cherry and plum.
Yep.
Confectionery notes of honey, chocolate, caramel,
Honey on the finish for sure.
nougat, and brown sugar. Hey, I haven't gotten that far.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, now I'm going.
And I'm still saying strawberry shortcake.
Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
You're right on the nose. It's
Yeah.
definitely strawberry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in with some palate here.
I'm going to tell you, the palate, the second time around that I've had this, I enjoy it a lot more than I did the first time.
So the fruitiness is still very much present here.
It's
And
good.
this is high proof, and this does not drink like
what's
114.
what's the proof?
114.8, so almost 115 proof. This is no joke.
And that fruitiness, the cherry, apple,
Wow.
is still there. I don't get strawberry here on the palate, but man, that's
It's very nice.
for
It's smooth.
and there's it's got
Yeah.
Smooth.
it's got that maple that you expect with a well-aged bourbon, but it's also it's got that nice. I'm surprised at how much fruit is here.
It's sweet. It's
Oh,
it's
it's
Yeah.
so sweet.
it's. I won't say
Not in
dessert,
a cloying
but it's-
bad way.
No, but
Like-
good.
Enjoyable.
Like some whiskeys Maker's Mark, but it's not at all too much.
I agree.
You know, I this might sound strange
No.
because I'm not a whiskey guy.
Everybody's palate's different. What do you got?
I'm the char with the oak. I'm like picking up in the taste of it too, but there's like a charred marshmallow, like
That's
some
probably
kind
your
of
nougat.
real
Yeah,
probably your
that's,
nougat.
sweet, like yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
there is
like
there
really
is,
coming through the
yeah.
honey.
I would
but
agree with
cherry
that. I
is still in
definitely
there.
get the marshmallow.
Yeah, it's
Because
strange.
there's some
It's like-
candy in here, and there's that fruit.
All right.
I could
All that
drink
kind of
this.
works.
I mean,
yeah.
All right.
And you just wouldn't you if like you wouldn't expect this as 100 almost 115 proof.
No, it does not. Like, it's not a strong ethanol. It's,
No, there's no.
it's-
Even when you nose it, there's not.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just it has a very nice, soft, round, fruity nose.
I would
obviously,
be
but-
stunned if
yeah.
someone told me that was more than 80 proof.
Yeah.
More than 80 proof.
You know, I will
Very
say
nice.
it's got a very long finish to it.
Yeah.
It does. It's
Yeah.
It hangs on, but
I
in a
agree.
very pleasant way,
Yeah.
not in an ethanol
Right.
if that's a
Correct.
word. I think I just made
Ethanol.
that up.
Ethanol.
Yes.
Ethanol way.
excuse me.
It's a very sweet, and I would agree with the marshmallow.
Yeah,
Almost like
I get that,
like a sugary.
I do
It's like when
lose.
you're toasting
I do-
it, but it goes a little too far and you got to blow it out, like that marshmallow.
I do lose sweetness at the end. I get almost like a dry, peppery,
Yeah.
leathery kind of finish, which I like because there's so much fruit on the front end, and then it dries out and has this nice.
I agree
nice
with the
resolve.
leather finish on it. I mean, it definitely has like it fruity up front, and then it like totally mellows out to this like leather taste.
And we said this retails at $100.
$100.
$100 if you can
$100.
find
I
it.
I would not. I wouldn't say it's not worth this. Yeah, I wouldn't say this. Isn't
I
worth
would
the
buy
price.
that bottle 3 more times if I could.
Yeah, if I saw
If we
it,
could
I
find
would
it.
get it.
All right, let's get in the car and go to
Yes. In
O'Brien's
fact, we would-
in Loveland,
Yes,
Ohio.
exactly. In
Give
fact,
us
we
a-
would.
oh, we just
Which
sold
red
the
or
last
lovely?
We would
bottle.
drive and put forth some effort to pay $100 for it.
So what do you got, honey? On
I was
the,
just gonna
finish.
say, do you want to add any tasting notes or
I'm
finish or
good.
anything?
I mean, I think me and Doug are pretty much agreed on everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. And
Which is no
Bruna,
surprise.
Shut the hell up.
well, Bruna has taken the place of Georgia. She's
She
you know,
is,
She wants
she
to be
is.
right in the middle of everything.
I love her, but
So the palate is sweet and warming,
Mm-hmm.
dark dried fruit notes with notes of charred marshmallow. Dude, look at you,
See?
Give me high five.
beer
Yeah.
drinker, beer drinker.
Beer
Come
drinkers.
on,
Or
Phil.
if it's not charred marshmallow, they would liken it to a burnt brown sugar.
okay.
Yeah,
Hey, you.
I would get it.
You've got
I would
some-
get it.
You've got potential.
I have
kid.
potential. I am coachable. I can.
It's beer drinker extraordinaire.
That's right.
Oh
boy.
my goodness.
Smoky campfire notes enhance the finish on the palate. The finish is warming. It's long and lingering.
I'll say.
But the
Yeah.
sweetness, they say, has been shed by this point. There is a little rye spice with cinnamon, leather, and tobacco.
Leather. There you
Okay.
I
go.
think we said that.
And
Ta-da.
it keeps going.
And again, no burn,
No.
right?
No,
No.
it's
You wouldn't describe any of the flavor as that ethanol burn
So-
that
no.
you
So-
might get.
Not at all.
So I'll be honest with you. So when we tried this together, I thought it was a little hot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, crazy things can happen in a bottle, if you will, and we did have the cork off for a minute or so.
Full disclosure, we did pregame with the Russell's 10.
We did.
Yeah,
But
and
I've
we
been
did,
pre-gaming
and
with
we
beers,
did.
so
And you've been-
But
yeah, you
at,
didn't,
At the end
so
of the
that's-
day, you know what? I'd buy that bottle 3 more times.
Oh my gosh,
You know?
I
Oh
sure
my
will.
gosh. I think
I-
they need to turn this into
But
a real thing.
we don't want to get too far
I would tell
into
you,
the.
I would buy that bottle. That is really
Well,
good.
that's
I
a
would-
very,
that's-
very, very hard bottle to find.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
There's only 5 places in Ohio that's
Now, if you do
Amen.
find it,
Amen.
Yeah.
get me one. Let me know. And yeah.
deal.
yeah, so I would say after I kind of let it rest for a while and I came back into it, I get a lot of maple.
Yeah, there's definitely. I
Yeah.
think some of us said that. I thought I said it. But
It's that like the sweeter side of it. Definitely is like forward in the taste of it and the nose.
one of the things when you char a barrel, that's one of the flavors that wood sugar is going to give you. We've always talked about. Vanilla is a given because
Yeah.
vanilla.
so
Vanillin is one of those compounds in wood, but
oak
maple,
or vanilla. Or
maple's
whatever.
another one that you don't always get, but it isn't uncommon, and especially with a well-aged spirit like this. It's not a surprise, but it's really, again, it's really good and it's really smooth and it's really
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, again, the sweetness is there, but it's not cloying. So
And the charred oak is like, I mean, instant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
It's
heavy
on
char.
point.
You
It
know,
is.
I don't know if it's 4 or 5, but it's a heavy char. But it's very
Yeah.
pleasing. I love it. So anyway, what's
well,
the scores, kids?
well, we're gonna before we get into the scores, we're gonna do a quick ride on the bottle cam, just to remind you what we've been talking about.
Be back, kids. I'll see you in a minute.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
here we go.
So I love how the kitchen is all smoky, and I wasn't even cooking that day. Not even my fault.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, let's go into the scoring, guys.
Yeah, let's get into the scoring.
Who wants to start off? So Phil, I know you're a big fan, and
You know how
always
this-
watch. You know how our scoring is.
Yes.
1 to 5.
Yep.
Are you comfortable starting off, or would you like one of us to start off?
I'll start off.
I'm not comfortable starting up, but I would if you want me to.
No, we'll go with Greg then.
Okay.
We'll go this way.
All
We'll
right,
let
you
you go last.
You guys might not like it. You might like it. I'm not sure.
What?
But I'm going for a 4.2.
Yeah.
And a
Oh,
boy.
yeah. That is great.
Going for a 4.2.
So, since we started here on the right side of the table, let's just go around, and I'll
Yeah.
go next. While we were doing the bottle cam, I put my score in, and I put it at a 4.0. I think this is something you must, if you can find,
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
on your bottle. And I will just say, for 100, and I'm just going to round up, 115 proof, this is sweet, nice, and it does not burn at all.
For the proof, it's every dollar.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God, it's
fabulous.
I mean, I
Amazing.
spent $100 on stuff that drinks like $15, and you're like, why did I buy this? I was at the liquor store today, and they were like, yeah, we got this, we got that. I said, until I've had it, I ain't buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I've
we
been
kind of got
burned.
this on a blind
It was a blind.
because it
exactly
was
right.
wild turkey, and that's my favorite. So
Yeah.
it's got to be good there, right? All right, Doug. What do you
Yeah,
think?
Jimmy Russell said that, a bourbon's meant to be at least 100 to 105 proof. And they know what they're doing when they're going to make a spirit like this.
Sure.
And it really shows here. This is a great whiskey. And I already know that I have loved all the Russell's Reserve products.
Great.
So
products.
I'm right there with
That's why we have.
Big G. I'm at a 4.3 on this one because it is just worthy.
Yeah.
So I just want to back up. Wasn't there a Russell's Reserve we did maybe last season or the season before? You gave it like a 4.8.
It was a single barrel. It was a single barrel, and that's a good question. I don't remember it, but it was another Russell's Reserve
and you
product.
were like,
I had a 4.8, I believe. I think it's one of the highest.
it is one
I've
of the
ever
highest
scored.
scores you gave.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a Scotch.
I mean, that's why we have.
yeah.
That's why we have Wild Turkey Month.
Yeah.
Exactly, because we love the
It
product.
needs a month.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
it
do
really
we do
does.
Scotch
It really
month,
does.
and we like our Scotch.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Scotch guy. I mean, he's turned me on to a bunch of stuff. Karen as well. But there's two things: Scotch month, Wild Turkey. I mean, that's those are our
Gotta
products,
do it.
man.
That's
I love
right.
Gotta
I
do
love
it. All
And
right,
Halloween
Uncle
is
Phil.
whatever
Cousin
whatever
Phil,
name
Uncle
or label seems to fit
Uncle.
the Halloween theme. But-
Uncle.
Okay, Phil.
All
it's
right,
to you
come
now.
on.
Well,
Come on, cuz. what do
hearing
you
your
got?
scores, I kind of wish I did go first because
No, it's all you.
my first impression was a 4.1.
There you
Wow.
go.
I
Woo,
love
dude.
this. This is a great bottle. I mean, I am much more of a Scotch guy. Like if I'm having it, I want
Yeah.
Scotch. I'd
Well,
have
that's
this every day.
because you've been around the Dunbars. and
I
all
think
that.
that's what it
Oh,
is.
bang
Yeah,
bang.
and you
Yeah.
need something high proof.
When you hang out with Scotsmen, you gotta like Scotch.
All right. Well said. Well
Excuse me
said.
while I
I
whip this
gotta
out.
give you
Yeah.
that one. But no. But yeah. I think that's a really insightful score. It's,
Yeah.
You know what? I am a little bit ashamed that I gave it the lowest score at a 4.0, but
Well, that's what happens when you drink beer.
So again, on our scoring system, that means we're really saying this is a whiskey
You
that
gotta have it,
everybody
man.
should try to have
Yeah.
on their shelf at all times if you can. We know it's not necessarily easy to get, as we've talked about, but
Sure.
if you can find it,
I mean,
please,
I was
you should
I was
get it.
very blessed with that bottle. So
Yeah.
It's about being in the right place at the right time. That's
But
what
I'll
it
tell
is.
you that the 10-year-old, if you can't get the 13,
The 10-year-olds.
you're not going to be disappointed with that very much either.
Are we doing that
I would
next
agree.
week or no?
No,
I
we're
would agree.
doing the.
We're gonna do next week is gonna be the rye or the
It's a
rare
rye.
breed rye.
That's why, because we're going to do a ride next.
Okay, then we're doing the actual.
But I'll leave
the
this
big
one
deal.
here, and it'll still be our
And-
pregame.
Yeah, okay.
And I
well,
think as we go into the Wizard, I
Yeah.
may want to try the 10-year just to kind of do a comparison.
10 years
think-
badass.
I think you
man.
should.
It is. It's
and that
fantastic.
is more readily available.
I already have my score.
You can find this. You should be able to find that. and
Yeah,
it's-
at the
it's-
10
I
year.
wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crap.
I know we're doing the
No,
ride,
put
but
it
any of the listeners, if you want to keep up, let's do the 10-year for the drinking, and you watch the ride, and then you pick it up wherever you get it. So anyway,
Yeah.
long story short.
Very
All right,
nice.
so what do we got going on?
So we got the
going on?
Wizard going on where
Yeah.
we get to see the Cabinet Maker Extraordinaire's end product.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So we're going to talk. Yeah, this is where we get to find out about all his talents and have a whiskey wizard. So we'll
All right.
see you guys in a few minutes.
Be right back.
So
kids.
long.
It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge, an artisan's skill and dedication, and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Okay, tonight I want to discuss displaying your whiskey. Now, the last thing I want to do is come off touting my collection, which is nothing monumental by any means. As I've said, I buy whiskey to enjoy, hopefully with friends, so I'm not generally about buying bottles to simply display them like museum pieces, and certainly not as investments. We'll talk about investment in whiskey in a later Wizard episode. Now, there are some who do that, and that's all cool and interesting. It's just not what my relationship with whiskey is about. But still, as you might have noted in the past, I have had all these bottles I've gathered, and they've been sitting on tables in our dining room where I film these Wizard episodes. Well, I have this cousin Phil in central Pennsylvania who is quite the woodworking craftsman. Actually, his wife Jerry is my cousin, and so I guess Phil's a cousin-in-law. I don't know if there is such a thing. But anyway, I've been seeing his posts on social media where he has been displaying some of his projects, refinishing and building furniture. Then it dawned on me, why not see if he could make me some matching corner cabinets for storing and displaying my whiskeys. Frankly, my tables were getting a bit messy and I was ready for something new, and I'm sure my wife agrees with this. Anyway, after some discussion about dimensions, design, and features, he agreed to build them for me. Every few days or so, he'd post me an update with a few photos to chart the progress on my whiskey cabinets. This went on for a few weeks, and then we picked a good weekend where he'd have them completed, and that would work for us to drive there. Here I am seeing them for the first time. They are magnificent. Now, I thought, if they'll only fit in the large SUV we rented. Well, I admit I was doubtful at first, even though Phil was confident, but as it turned out, they actually went in with fair ease and with plenty of room to spare for all our luggage, so no biggie on that front. Okay, so we got them home and unloaded, got everything in place, fastened and connected, and here they are. As you can see, they are downright magical, which obviously suits a wizard just fine. And as I've said, my philosophy of whiskey is that it's meant to be drunk, and more to the point, it's meant to be shared with those who can appreciate it or those who would like to learn. To me, whiskey is not meant to be placed on the mantle as a statue or a prize. Granted, I have some whiskeys that are truly special or rare or unique, and those will be saved for just the right future occasion. And yes, my new display cabinet does place them in the same regard as prized collectibles. But really, for me, there's a practical side here as well as an aesthetic one. Now I can actually see what I've got, and what I might be in the mood for rather than hunting through bottles on a table. I've also got things organized with Scottish single malts in this corner and American whiskeys in this corner. And what's most special is I'm able to light them up for ultimate viewing enhancement. And in an array of color options that suit the mood or occasion. So how do you display your whiskey? Or do you even display your whiskeys? That's a personal choice, I guess. Generally, I think some type of open cabinet with shelving works for best effect. I know some of us here on the Whiskey Roundtable like to stow it and or make the collection a bit of a hunting expedition. An exciting look to see what you might encounter type of thing. Or even with much stored away in boxes. And of course, what you choose to do depends on the quantity you have. I like that I have enough to give my shelves a full look, and yet I have plenty of shelf room to grow before I'd run out of space. And then I think it would eventually give me an incentive to be consuming some bottles so that new ones might be added. Again, whatever you do, you should store bottles upright, never on their side, to protect the cork. Otherwise, contact with the high-strength alcohol could cause the cork to degrade or impart unpleasant flavors onto the whiskey. Protect your bottles from strong, especially direct sunlight, temperature extremes, and the risk of water damage. There are a number of ways to go, of course, with commercial shelving, wall-mounted trays or shelves, creative ideas using whiskey barrels or barrel staves in the construction, which is a nice touch. Hey, even a two-tiered coffee table can work if that's what you've got. It doesn't really matter where you have 5 bottles or 500. A quick online search can yield many options you can purchase or provide you with ideas for having your own made. To that point, my cousin Phil would be happy to talk with any of our viewers who had any interest in taking advantage of his talents in this regard. Again, I told him what I wanted, and he made my dreams come into being a reality. And the price, I'm sure, will not be above any fair and reasonable expectations. So if you are interested in discussing this with Phil, don't hesitate to email us at thewhiskeyroundtable@gmail.com or give us a shout on Facebook or Messenger, and we'll be happy to hook you up. We on the Whiskey Roundtable remind you that however you display your whiskey, please find those offerings that make you the most happy and bring you the utmost joy. And please be sure to share both your whiskey and your enthusiasm with your family and friends. Oh, and hey, don't forget to tell them about the show. This is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard, for the Whiskey Roundtable. Cheers, Slàinte, and now... back to the live show.
Oh my goodness, we are a hot mess.
We're back. Okay.
We are back. Yes, we are.
We're
Do you
gonna
think that
I just want to talk about those cabinets because
Yeah.
they're amazing.
They were. That was probably the funnest thing I've made, to be honest.
The
Really?
lights,
yeah,
the lights
yeah.
that, you know, I have a little controller. I can change the color. They'll even blink. They'll do all kinds of stuff that I don't even. I don't do it on the Whiskey Wizard because it'd be too distracting to have all that going on behind me.
It's like a disco inferno.
Exactly, but it's yeah, they're fun. It's a lot of fun. And at Christmas, Christmas dinner we'll have one side is green, the other red. I mean, it's a lot of fun to have that.
Yeah, there's some stuff hidden inside of it to get the lights to the right angle, because when I first kind of put them in, I'm like,
did all- you
it
did all
shows
that
everything
stuff?
great up front, but you can't see what's behind it. And so I
So what did you think when I said he sold that stuff to me?
I hope you made a bunch on it.
I just want to point out that the beer drinker has 2 whiskey glasses.
He does have 2 whiskey glasses.
Guilty as charged.
Well, he's
So what do you got? The 13 in one and
Yeah,
the
I
10
have
in
13
the other.
and 10. Yeah.
So
and
we
a backer.
and a backer. You gotta have a backer.
he's yeah.
So we did try the 10 while
did,
we
yeah.
were away. So
Yeah.
The
do
10
we,
is fantastic.
do we want to? I would say if you can't find the 13, go find the
Oh,
10.
yeah.
Go
Yeah.
try the
I agree.
10. I think
I
it's
agree.
I think it's
What's the proof on the 10? I didn't take the time.
90. 90 proof.
Oh wow,
90
that's a
proof?
huge
Okay.
difference.
big
yeah.
difference, but it's still good.
Yeah, but again, Wild Turkey, man.
Yeah.
I mean, their products are good. That's why we have Wild Turkey Month. I mean, you know, we can
Yes,
do
we
whatever,
do.
but you know, Wild Turkey Month. I mean,
We do.
and that's what we're stuck
Steve Gallen wants to know if he gets cabinets, can he get a 10% discount if he mentions the Whiskey Wizard?
No,
Yes, he can.
no, you can't.
No discount for you.
You can have a discount, but I haven't mentioned list price. So.
Your discount is 1%. 1%.
RJ says he would give it a 5.1 just for the name itself.
Amen. RJ, I'm
yeah.
surprised you didn't show up today. I'm a little disappointed.
Right. And RJ and Matt are talking about going to the range, but you guys, you don't
But you
leave
talking
me.
about Souza?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
If you guys go to the range, you have to invite me. It's right down the street from where I work. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So the 10, if you obviously cannot find the 13 unless you travel and get
Yes.
lucky. So the 10 is a good.
It's a rare release, very rare release. It's
Which we do try to. We don't try to feature too many things that are hard to get, but it is Wild Turkey Month, and I think this is an exceptional one. It's worth talking about. As we've said, the 10 is. I would say, it's not the same proof, but it's up there in flavor. It's a nice. If you can find it, and you're going to be more able to find it. It's a good substitute.
It's
a
not
good,
as sweet as the 13.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think the 13 has
definitely.
a lot more going on, that charred marshmallow that you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Yeah.
But the 10 is it's
And the
very
10's a
nice.
little more ethanol-y, but not.
That's my
it's not
word.
crazy.
But which was
Yeah.
funny because it is a lower proof, which is
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
weird. Yeah.
But it's just I think it's all that time in the barrel, that extra time in the barrel that has made the difference and mellowing out all that. So, and I always say I think a bourbon peaks around 7 to 8 years, but here we got a 10, got a 13, and we still see improvement happening
sure.
Definitely.
all the way to 13 at least. So.
absolutely.
Eddie and Jimmy, bring out the 13 more.
Y'all creep up like underwear. So
like Indian pants when you're
don't-
not looking.
You don't disappoint. So.
amen.
No.
All right, kids.
Do we have closing words?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, thanks for watching. If you're here live, if you can't watch us live, please do watch us when it's convenient, because it's all those views that help keep this show going. And we will see you next Friday, which is, I believe, the 18th, at our regular 7:30 p.m. time. To I guess that will round out Wild Turkey Month. And
I'm
yeah.
just gonna say, Phil just leaned down to grab something. Is that something you wanted?
Oh,
to...
Phil has.
yeah.
Oh,
I
Thank
brought
you,
some
yes.
gifts for you guys. Karen
Oh.
Helen Keller, this is for you.
Oh my
I can
gosh.
chop my husband's head on this.
You can.
Yeah.
And
Very nice.
that's a funny board for you, made of walnut, cherry, and maple.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Absolutely beautiful.
this is gorgeous.
Wait, that's not paint. That's actually
No,
wood.
that's the wood.
That's
yeah.
the
Oh my
wood.
It's
God.
with an oil finish. It's ready to go for you. Chop away.
Oh my god,
awesome.
I love
Now,
this.
I just want to have to
Yeah.
let you know that who does most of the cooking in this house, but
Oh, it's probably Big G, man. I'm like that. at home
most.
myself.
We're talking all the cooking.
Wait.
but you can boil water.
hey.
I can cut
hey.
vegetables.
There you go.
Stop.
And
There
then
you
you
go.
will
Stop.
use
Sous
it.
chef.
Last time you cut vegetables, I had a nick on my satchel. But anyway,
I use the tweezers, you know.
Well,
All
she
right,
was.
however it works, girl. However it works.
Well, that's
that?
all from
Oh
Beautiful.
my God, this is
That is
Oh, that is
gorgeous,
absolutely
Phil.
gorgeous.
That is
Oh my
all
God, it's
from Rough
beautiful.
Sawn lumber that I get from an Amish guy. And I rarely say this about another guy, but he has great wood.
Oh,
Oh, my God.
You
Great
do
wood.
him.
Big G, this is for you, my man.
my God.
This is the very first box joint that I ever made in my life. It's all cherry,
humidor?
and it's all for you, my man.
Wow, bro.
You can make a humidor out of it.
Oh my gosh,
Give me a hug,
that
baby.
is
Give me a hug.
great.
Give me a hug. Give me a
That
hug.
is
Hey, you
great.
hug him, you
Yeah.
keep him. I'm just saying.
I love you. I
Love you too, my man.
love you. This is.
Oh my God, Phil,
is
these are
absolutely-
gorgeous. I just
Now-
want to ask you,
Yeah.
are this is gonna sound so bad. Are your services for sale?
That's what,
Whoa! Oh my
that's
God.
what she said. All right. No, I'm happily married. Have a great
And-
life. Occasionally they are. Yeah.
He'll
If the
take
mood
on
strikes me,
projects
I love it.
if,
I absolutely love it.
if they interest him, and you know, I think he ought to do it. I wish he could do it full time because he's so good
is
at
beautiful.
woodworking.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
just tell you right now. Keep your dick skinners off of this and that. Okay. That's all right.
Well, that's
All over
hers.
it.
She's got a right.
This
to
is
that.
mine. That's yours.
It was yours.
You go sit over there. You go over there, sit
mine
on
now.
couch, eat
Hey,
sandwich.
and use it. It's made to be used.
I will use that.
Yes.
I will definitely.
Well, you know, I didn't get anything tonight, but I will go.
I got
home.
something.
You know,
You did get something.
I'm gonna.
Wait, I got
I-
something.
oh, I know.
I got. Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
I'm
wait,
gonna appreciate
wait, I got more.
my
Oh,
whiskey
Yeah,
cabinets
handful.
and my bookcase.
No, you did
And,
get something tonight.
Well, I did. I got a nice bottle of whiskey that he
There you go. I
brought
There
me.
you
brought
go.
a nice bottle of whiskey. As
single malt whiskey.
Consolation
So
prize.
yes.
All right, kids.
So yeah. All right, we're gonna round it out.
Your
Yeah.
closing
Closing quote today comes from the humorous columnist Dave Barry, who said, "Not all chemicals are bad. For example, hydrogen and oxygen, both of which are necessary to make water, an essential ingredient for whiskey." So
There you go.
Amen.
there we
have
go.
it.
All right, kids. Listen, I want to thank you very much for watching today. Cousin Phil,
Yes, sir.
I have no words.
No,
Thank
me
you very,
neither.
very much.
it's my pleasure.
I'm gonna
And,
sleep
man.
with this tonight.
We're gonna get together.
Message received.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get together and we're gonna do some things. And we talked about some woodworking and some of the stuff we did. RJ was gracious enough to send that picture of the bar. That,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right, as well. And Rob, thank you for watching. I know that you just got back from vacation.
Sergeant Steve?
Tenure. Sergeant Steve, you want to talk about doing the show, reach out to me, let me know what's going on, and we'll go from there.
Lindsay and Shauna, everybody, and your friends that joined
Jerry,
us tonight. We really
And
appreciate
Isabel and Shauna, thanks for watching.
All your people.
Your
Hi,
peeps.
People.
That's right. All the people. Who else did you want to give a shout out to? Just watch-
First and all, my lovely wife Jerry Lynn for watching. My daughter Isabel Paisley, if
I
you're
love that
watching.
name, Isabel.
We did too.
I love that.
Neighbors, if you're out there. Matt, my man. So it's good
I
to see
think
y'all. of you.
maybe cousin Aby's watching as well.
Is he really?
I don't think
Cousin
he
Aby?
comments, but I think and
Oh, well,
cousin
awesome.
Jeff.
Awesome.
Cousin Jeff is a frequent watcher. He never comments, but
All right, kids,
That's
listen
all right.
up. We got one more show for Wild
November.
Turkey, and
We'll
thank
see you
you
next
for
week.
watching. We'll see you next week, and be safe. Enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you next week. We are the Whiskey Roundtable. Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar and
Phil Weaver.
Phil Weaver,
Cabinet maker extraordinaire.
master woodworking craftsman. All right, we'll
right, kids.
see you guys.
Catch you
y'all.
later.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no. working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never get over you. Whiskey stopped working.